Hello and welcome to Lunchtime Politics, reaching you live from our global headquarters here in the nation's commercial nerve center, Lagos. I'm Jeffrey Uzoma. Let's bring you up to speed with the stories we're tracking in the polity and in politics. Let's begin with the headlines. A fatal attack in Ishielu local government area of Ebonyi State leaves an unspecified number of persons dead. With 10 bodies recovered so far, Governor Francis Nwifu visits community to speak to persons in the eye of the storm on the program. President Bola Tinubu gives marching orders to security agencies to bring an end to insecurity in all parts of the country by the end of 2025. And we touch base with one of Nigeria's opposition parties, the New Nigeria People's Party, amidst controversy about comments by former Vice President Atiku Abubakar that opposition parties are allegedly paid by the APC government. Thanks again for joining us on the program. Now, in tracking the polity, let's bring you up to speed with some of the developing stories we're monitoring around the country, beginning with the arraignment by the Economic and Financial Crimes Commission of the former Executive Secretary of the National Health Insurance Scheme, Professor Usman Yusuf, on a 5-count amended charge bordering an alleged fraud at the FCT High Court in Abuja. The defendant pleaded not guilty when charges were read to him. Counsel to the defendant thereafter requested that his client be remanded in the custody of the EFCC pending the hearing of the bail application. The trial judge, Justice Chinyere Nwechonwu, however, pointed out that once the defendant was arraigned, he ceased to be in the custody of the EFCC. She subsequently adjourned the case to February the 12th, 2025, and ordered that Professor Yusuf be remanded in Kuje Correctional Center pending the hearing of his bail application. The former NHIS Executive Secretary has been accused of using his office to confer undue advantages to him between 2016 and 2017. He also allegedly awarded contracts without following the due procurement process. So that's a developing story we're tracking. Now to that very disturbing development in Ebonyi State, where at least 10 bodies have so far been recovered from the scene of the attack in Amegu, Nkalaha community in Ishielu local government area of Ebonyi State, according to the Commissioner of Police in that state, Mrs. Antonia Uchanya. Suspected herdsmen reportedly attacked the community on Sunday, leaving several persons dead and burning numerous houses. The spokesperson of the Ebonyi State Police Command, who confirmed the attack, told Channels Television that operatives have been deployed to the area to restore peace while operatives are on the trail of the attackers. Well, let's bring you up to speed with that particular story. Being joined in the program by the leader of Amegu Nkalaha community in Ebonyi State, Mr. Godwin Ogbo. He joins us via Zoom. Mr. Ogbo, thank you so much for joining us on the program.
Mr. Godwin Ogbo. Thank you so much. My pleasure.
All right, Mr. Ogbo, let's do this as quickly as we can. So, you know, when things like this happen, we hear all kinds of the different version of the same story. So what is the real story here from a community person account as far as what happened on Sunday is concerned?
Thank you so much. As a matter of fact, some weeks ago, some unknown men attacked Fulani cows and killed some cows. So the community were going into dialogue with the Fulani people. So incidentally, they reported to the police. And now about 5 persons were arrested. So we were still into dialogue. I personally went and bailed 4 of the persons arrested. And while the dialogue was going on, what happened was an attack yesterday morning. And as I speak with you, we're having about 13 to 15 dead bodies Some are still in the bushes. We have not confirmed accurately the figures that were involved. So that's the situation.
So, when you said some persons attacked the herders' cows, who are these persons?
That is what I said. I said it before that these are unknown men. I don't know if I should call them unknown gunmen. So, but that is what happened. The villagers are unaware of what happened to the cows.
Okay, so are you saying that, are you suspecting that it's the herdsmen whose cows were attacked? This is a reprisal attack? Hello, Mr. Ogbu, can you hear me? All right, Mr. Ogbu, we're having issues with your connection. Can you hear me? Oh dear. So we're speaking with the Amegbun Kalama community leader, Mr. Gordon Ogbu. So there was an attack yesterday where several persons were killed in that community in the Ishelu local government area of Ebonyi State. We don't know the number of persons that were killed, but the police said they've recovered about 10 bodies so far. And that's somebody who from that community speaking to us saying he's giving account about 12 to 13 bodies that other people. So Mr. Ogbu, I understand you're back. So I wanted to find out before I let you go as to perhaps the number of casualties. The police is saying 10. From your end, what do you have?
Yeah, just like I said earlier, I hope you are hearing me.
Yeah, I can hear you now.
Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
Okay. Like I said earlier, you know, these people came from different angles, and some people were killed inside the forest, the farms where they are working. So we cannot accurately confirm the exact number now, but I know the dead bodies are more than 12.
So I did
the
before the
dead bodies are more than.
Yeah, before the network interrupted, you were saying something about. I did ask about, do you suspect that this is a reprisal attack by the herders themselves against the community for killing their cows?
It's like that. Yes, it could be a reprisal attack because I don't know. Human beings are involved this time around, and not cows. So, and the people who kill the cows, they are unidentified, and the villagers are not involved in the killing of the cows.
All right, so it's a bit of a dilemma. Sorry, my apologies. On one hand, we don't know the people that attacked the cows, and now we don't know the people that attacked the human beings that have now been killed. But in letting you go, and what is the government saying to you?
Yeah, I've been receiving some calls and some invitations. Like, I just got information from the Commissioner for Information. Maybe the Deputy Governor is going to the village where the incident happened.
I must thank you so much, Mr. Gordon. All right, you can land on your thoughts. You can land on. I thought you were done. Go ahead.
So, as I said, I want to appeal to the federal government, Mr. President, that there is a new security outfit called Nigeria Forest Security Service, and the outfit has been has been signed by the National Assembly. It is now left for the president to assent to the bill. So now I am appealing to the president to sign it, because if this outfit comes out stronger and they are equipped, most of these forest crimes, they will be minimally reduced. So that's my point, because I think the unity of this country is somehow threatened by this senseless killings, because I call it horror, I call it bloodbath, I call it genocide. So, my brother, something has to be done, and I think the state government, the Ebonyi state governor, is doing something good to at least to reach to the families of those who are affected.
All right, you can land on your thoughts. You can land on. I thought you were done. Go ahead.
So, that's my point, because I think the state government, the Ebonyi state governor, is doing something good to at least to reach to the families of those who are affected. As I talk with you now, I'm even devastated. All through yesterday, I didn't eat anything. So that's it.
All right. Our thoughts and our prayers are with the families of those that have been affected in this very ugly incident in that community in Amegu, Nkalama, initially local government area of Ebonyi State. Must thank you, Mr. Gordon Obo. We'll touch base with you as soon as there are further development as far as this story is concerned. Thank you, ma. Thank you, sir.
Exactly. Thank you, my dear. God bless you.
All right, and away from that, quite a story. So our eyes and our ears are on this particular story. Let's tell you that President Bola Tinubu has given a marching order to security agencies to bring an end to insecurity in all parts of the country by the end of 2025. The Minister of Defense, Abubakar Badaru, disclosed this when he paid a courtesy visit to the Minister of Solid Minerals, Mr. Dele Alake, alongside the Nasarawa State Governor Abdullahi Sule.
I believe you have seen what we have been doing. The bandits are now on their own, but the military will not rest on their oars until we end this thing. And the president has given us marching order to end insecurity in every part of our country by end of this year. And the Chief of Defense Staff, the NSA, and indeed their own team are working day and night to actualize that target. And as you have seen, we are putting pressure in almost all the theaters of operation. And indeed, mining activities has been lifted in Zamfara already. And this is part of the reason we are meeting today, to look at all areas where you have serious issues of security and to see how best we can secure those areas so that Nigeria will continue to make money out of what we have.
Mr. Dele Alake, while commending the military for their collaborative effort, says the reforms adopted to promote the mining sector has begun to yield positive results.
Utmost cooperation and collaboration and very supportive efforts from the Ministry of Defense, from all this security architecture, and from the governor of Nasarawa State, because Nasarawa State is really very pivotal to our mineral development in Nigeria, simply because of the endowment. Lithium, for instance, is quite massive in Nasarawa State, so it's like a theater or epicenter of mining in Nigeria. So that is why it's important for me also to always discuss it. In fact, I recall the last time I went to represent the president there to commission a factory. His Excellency, the Governor of Nasarawa State, referred to himself as the Junior Minister for Minerals, Federal Ministry of Minerals, jocularly, but it is symbolic in a sense that it really speaks to the significance of Nasarawa State, when we talk about minerals development in Nigeria.
All right, that's Dele Alake, the Minister of Solid Minerals Development. Okay, let's switch gears now from all of that to politics. We've been joined on the program by the NNPP National Publicity Secretary, Mr. Ladipo Johnson. He joins us right here in our Lagos studio. Mr. Ladipo, good to see you and Happy New Year.
Happy New Year.
I haven't seen you in a very long time.
Yes, has been a while.
I wanted to go straight to talking politics, but the incident in Ebonyi State just kind of dampened someone's spirit with this killing that we're not sure what is going on. I would lend you to react to this, just to create a nexus between what's going on there and your assessment of the security situation in the country and how the government is intervening.
Our commiserations to those who's lost people and those, the unfortunate incident. As you say, we're not sure about what has actually taken place yet, but it all underlines the level of insecurity that we still have in the country. And as you well know, without improved security or an improved security architecture, it is difficult to move the economy in the direction we're hoping it will be moved, etc., etc. So government must do what it can. It must do more, even more, to ensure that intelligence gathering is improved upon and that all spheres of security are improved upon. the police, the intelligence agencies, and what have you. And the people are very important, especially in rural areas, because they are the ones that will give the security agencies the intelligence they need, that these people have come into this place, for example, we don't know where this person is coming from. But where there's no nexus, where there's no togetherness between the people and the security agencies, there's a lacuna, and that is what will keep giving us problems.
You know, with the Ebonyi incident now, the gentleman who is a community leader said unknown people attacked the cows. Now they're not sure. They are perhaps alleging that herdsmen also is a reprisal attack. But if we go to the north, where we know who is doing what, I brought the north in because you just saw Mr. Dele Alake, Mr. Badaro all talking about security, the president giving a marching order. We've heard all of this over and over again.
Exactly.
And we just want action. In your view, how would you assess the management of security? The president's almost there for almost 2 years now.
Yeah.
Under Bola Tinubu.
Not as good as it ought to be. Of course, there were problems before he came in. And he assured us that he would improve on this. He would, as you said, we've had marching orders and marching orders. But unfortunately, yes, he's coming to midterm. And I keep trying to be constructive and not just criticize him. But I keep telling members of the press that by May this year, it will be midterm for him. And then we can properly assess what has happened, the security vis-a-vis the economy, etc. At the moment, his report card is not looking too good. Well, he's still, where I'm concerned, he still has about, how many months more? About 3 more months or so before we can talk.
Before the midterm.
Yes.
So the reason I'm happy I had you, in fact, which is one of the reasons I invited you, is the fact that the NNPP, we're going to come to the politics part of it, but let's stay with governance for a moment. We expect a party like the NNPP that is very strong in places like Kano and parts of the north to be at the forefront of leading the voices against things that are prevalent in the north, like hunger, poverty, out of school children, cost of living is high across the country. Why are we not seeing that in engaging this government? We've heard Atiku Abubakar, we've heard Peter Obi. When we hear Kwankwaso, sometimes it's more of an infighting now, or the politics around that space, not national politics.
Well, not particularly. The style of each leader is different. But with Kwankwaso, for instance, look at the issue of the tax. It was his voice that turned it into the tax bill before, or the bills before the National Assembly. It was Kwankwaso's voice that actually turned it into a proper conversation around the country as a voice from the north. So the style is different, but I'm sure that he will say more. On our part, we have been saying what we can say. We'll discuss that. But the NNPP itself is under attack from this same government. I make bold to say. There are people there who do not like what I'm saying, but that is the fact. The points, the facts on ground relate to that. They show us that. We've seen enough when you look at the Emirates issue, the tussle between the Emir Sanusi and the former Emir Ado Bayero. When you look at other things, you see that, unfortunately we don't have much time, you see that it is only the APC or the presidency that has the ability to do what is being done. And so, politically speaking...
Are you now saying that Bola Tinubu is responsible for what is going on in the NNPP?
I'm saying that, no, the issue started internally. Then some people were expelled. But those people are being propped up on a daily basis to face us, though from outside the party, thank God, they're from outside the party, to face us and keep throwing things in the space, and they're doing it, and they're supporting the APC in its moves. So, for me, politically speaking, this is not a court of law. I'm not waiting for proof beyond reasonable doubt. For me, politically speaking, I'll say that yes, they are responsible for it.
So what is going on within the political party? It's a bit concerning. I have spoken to literally all the top guns in the party in terms of their leadership.
Yes.
So you have the pro and anti-Abure in the Labour Party.
Yes.
And everybody keeps fighting that, oh, it's the APC, Bola Tinubu-led government that is fighting or planting people in the Labour Party. I've spoken with Segun Sowunmi, I've spoken with Larry, not Larry now, when I remember the name, I'll call, okay, Paul Ibe.
The PDP,
I've spoken with Paul Ibe, the articles aid. Everybody seems pointing their fingers towards the presidency. And now the NNPC, isn't that Bola Tinubu is so powerful that it's controlling the entire party? Because perhaps, does that give credence to the statement made by Atiku Abubakar, the former vice president, that some people are being paid in the opposition to maintain this confusion?
Well, what I'll say, let me bring up in confidence one of the things that President Obasanjo said to me. At a time something was happening, I don't want to tell you who was there, whether it was Yar'Adua, Buhari or Jonathan. And I had a discussion with Baba, and he said to me, he said, Laddie, you don't understand the fact that the Nigerian president has such powers that make him maybe the most powerful president in the world, apart from, you know, American power and what have you. So it is not surprising that Waziri Adamawa would have said what he said. I said the other day that I do not know, I have no proof about people being given money, but I know enough to know that the opposition party or parties will be under attack. And I know that even from PDP Lagos, I've been here, I was a follower of late engineer Funshaw Williams. So I know Bola Tinubu's style. I know. So when you say we should be talking,
so are
yes,
you saying that the Bola Tinubu style is divide and conquer? Divide and rule?
Bola Tinubu begins the next election immediately after the one that has occurred. So whilst the opposition are still busy infighting and joking around, he's already planning the next stage. So that's it. I'm not saying he's above everyone strategically. I'm just saying that people have to wake up. If they want us to come together, to work together, to take this country from where it is going down the drain, that is what this government is doing, but we'll wait till midterm, then everyone has to wake up and be serious.
Does it appear now that Bola Tinubu, the president, is having a free ride to the presidency or retaining his seat?
No, he's not having a free ride. I wouldn't say he's having a free ride.
You, the NPP, you're complaining that he's responsible for your division.
No.
The PDP is complaining that he's responsible for division. The Labour, everybody is complaining.
No, I'm not complaining that he's responsible for our division.
Okay.
We have no division. They are using those who are already out to keep,
you.
yes. So it is our duty, especially my duty, as a publicity secretary, to put our story out there, which I'm not doing enough of yet, and there are reasons why. So we are not divided. We have a few people, especially, of course, as you know, we have about 2 or 3 in the Federal House of Reps who have indicated this and that, but that's normal in any party. I keep telling people that we have more people coming in than those who are threatening to go out. But we all have a lot of work to do.
So, is a coalition a possibility?
It is.
How far is that coming?
A coalition is highly probable. Not just a possibility, highly probable. But when I say a coalition, I am not saying a coalition of parties. It might not necessarily be parties. It might be blocks, political blocks.
By that you mean? People
coming in with their groups or what have you. Because, of course, if you have a divided Labour Party, if you have a divided PDP, the National Working Committees with the Minister of the FCT, and you have Atiku Abubakar with some of the governors or what have you, if you have that, then they might not be in a position to bring the PDP officially to a coming together, but they might be coming with a large chunk. So when we're saying coalition, you didn't say merger. So yes, it could be a coalition of people, of persons, and what have you. But something will give, something will happen. So has to happen.
It's quite interesting with the way the politics is being played. So in your view, because right now, I'm sorry to say, the failure of the opposition to do their work is giving those of us in the media a lot of work in terms of heavy lifting. You are supposed to first frontline opposition.
Yes.
Then the media does the checks.
Yeah.
In fact, civil society first, and then the media comes in. But literally we're in front of the barrel.
Now, you see, unfortunately, and that is the good game being played by them. Unfortunately, you're busy fighting internal battles. So you're not allowed, it's not easy to go out there and do what you have to do in educating and preparing Nigerians, telling them to look at things from a different angle. But as I said, you'll see an improvement.
Mr. Johnson, 2 quick questions in 30 seconds.
Yes.
Is it possible to unseat Bola Tinubu? What does it take? Because that seems to be the narrative from the opposition, even though their house is not in order.
Not only is it possible, it is going to happen. All I need to say in 20 seconds is that Bola Tinubu lost Lagos. So with that, you know that in the presidential elections, he lost Lagos. So with that, you know that if there's proper homework, nothing is impossible. And the way the economy is, the way Nigerians are suffering, you understand, anything is possible.
Well, Mr. Sunday Dare is one of his spokespersons.
Oh, yes.
The message I want to relate to you. He says we should tell you, according to this interview, that they are waiting for you guys in 2027.
Well, I know Mr. Sunday Dare well.
You guys are friends, I'm sure. I must thank you so much, Mr. Ladipo Johnson, the National Publicity Secretary of the New Nigerian People's Party.
Thank you.
And we wish the opposition the very best. We need a healthy opposition for democracy. We'll continue to say this. We need a healthy opposition for democracy. The APC gave us good opposition, and we're able to unseat a government.
Yes.
We need a viable opposition, not just to unseat.
But don't forget how short a time it was, because we were part of the APC at that stage. They came from AD, we had CPC, we had this, and then the opposition came within a short time.
Okay.
If I had told you 2014 that Jonathan would lose the election, you'd have said I was a crazy man. They called me a madman in one of the studios. But it happened, and it will happen this time.
Ladipo Johnson, NNPP National Publicity Secretary. Thank you for coming on the program.
Thank you, sir.
And that's it on the program. Thank you so much for your time and company. I'm Jeffrey Uzanga. You've been served on Lunchtime Politics. Bye-bye.